So it's time for the final battle. Now, who am I going to bring here? Well, I think you know my first choice. Junpei has always been one of my favorite characters of all time. There's no way I'm not using him for this last fight. Next, should also be fairly obvious, is going to be Yukari. For one, we need a great healer, and also, I do really like Yukari as a character, so she's going to be in the party too. As my last choice, there are several obvious candidates. Aigis not only has her buffs, but really it makes a lot of story sense for her to be in this fight. Akihiko's debuffs are a major help in this battle, so he's definitely a good choice. Mitsuru can hit very hard with Mind Charge, and Koromaru and Ken are kind of the two who aren't so good in boss fights mainly. But I've thought of something. In doing this series, I've realized I might be one of the few people who does this game who actually uses Ken. I feel like Ken is a character who gets a ton of flack, and especially for his usefulness in battle. I feel like now is the perfect time for me to prove them wrong. I am actually going to be bringing Ken to the final fight. I'm sorry, Koromaru. There's also a reason why I'm not bringing Aigis here. Let's just say she's going to have plenty of chances to get screen time in the answer. That's the main reason why. And I do fully intend to use a different party for the answer's final boss, just to even things out. So, now that I've chosen my party, one thing that I must stress before you go into the final battle. Anyone you bring to the final fight who has any healing skills whatsoever must have either the Tome of the Void or Narcissus Flower. This is something that I cannot stress enough. Anyone who has healing must have Charm Immunity. Even at the expense of immunities to their weaknesses. Junpei, that's fine, he has no healing skills. Even if you got healing personas on the protagonist, just to be sure, as much as I love the sacrificial idol here, I want this badly. Because if I somehow happen to switch to, let's say, Koryu, that could be disastrous. Make sure that you have Charm Immunity on everyone you bring into this fight who has healing, and that includes Aigis. So, now that we've done that, there's nothing else to be said. Once we head up these stairs, we'll be facing Nyx. And we're not even given a prompt here. It's just straight into the final battle. Actually, no, wait. There's another floor that gives you the option to change your party around, obviously. Kind of forgot about this. It feels really unnecessary, though, but it's just kind of there. Everyone's a lot more determined, though. I was wondering why they didn't give you a prompt. I did think that was kind of weird, but yeah, I completely forgot about this area because it's just really not all that important because you have the opportunity to go back and save in the previous floor. But yeah, I'm with Akihiko. Let's hurry. This ramp looks so steep though, but anyway, let's go to the final battle.
We finally reached the top.
Hey! Look at the sky! Something's coming!
Is it Nyx?
I can sense it even without my persona. This is the first time that's ever happened. You are... Ryoji-kun?
That was my name for a time. I didn't mind it.
What's going on? Wait, are you?
I am merely a harbinger of the fall. Although Nyx and myself are now one and the same.
Is that so? Well, regardless, I don't regret my decision. I'll defeat you no matter what you are.
I see. Then you must already know. What people fear most, what they try to ignore, that is what I am.
We know that already.
Yeah, everyone does.
You are what awaits all living things from the moment they are born.
Then you also understand that it's pointless to resist. So why do you? There must be fear in your hearts.
Yeah, of course I'm scared. But it's no use carrying on about it. I want to live.
I'm tired of running. Living means looking death square in the face. So I won't back down. Not even from you.
I will stop you even if it costs me my life. That is my own decision.
I see.
Everyone, get ready! Nyx is preparing to attack! I'm sensing shadows approaching from below, too.
Everyone who's not fighting Nyx should try to keep them at bay.
Obviously justifying why your non-party members are actually doing something this time.
This is our last chance. We can't afford to lose.
Here we go, it's time. It's time to face off against Nyx. Through her avatar, which is also partly Ryoji, it's kind of complicated. But essentially, we are fighting Nyx directly here.
Let's win this. I know we could do it.
That's all we get for now.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
So, I'm actually going to put everyone in the party on wait, just because I want to show something here. In the meantime, enjoy this absolutely amazing music.
It doesn't seem like darkness will work.
So, full Arcana, huh? What's so special about this battle? Well, what's Nyx about to do? Absolutely nothing. The first form of Nyx cannot do anything to you at all, so no reason to waste any resources, just use the rush command.
I'll be cheering you on from here.
That's a deceptively low amount of HP too. Something's going on here.
The moment man devoured the fruit of knowledge, he sealed his fate. Entrusting his future to the cards, man clings to a dim hope. Yes, the Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Attaining one's dream requires a stern will and unfailing determination. All shall perish. The time has come.
Nyx's Arcana changed to the Magician? Be careful, its properties have changed.
So, this is the main gimmick of this fight. Nyx has a lot of phases, and I do mean a lot of phases. All of these phases are just a warm-up, though, to the real thing. No need to go all out with buffs or powerful personas and attacks here. Really, the only form that's a threat is the last one. So, firstly we have... Oh yeah, something that I want to mention is that, as you can see there, Nyx gets 2 turns, not including Arcana Shift. So, that's also a thing. Now, Magician form Nyx likes to use fire, so let's switch to a persona that is resistant against fire. You do want to be very careful of when you drop Nyx into a phase shift though, because phase shifting does not reset the turn order at all. Which means, like you saw last time, Nyx immediately moved again right after shifting Arcana. And depending on who's going next after the Arcana shift, people might end up snacking immunities, because yes, Nyx's immunities do change, and yes, Magician Nyx does drain fire. Can see with that. Let's just finish this phase off.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. The silent voice within one's heart whispers the most profound wisdom.
So, you can probably sense a pattern here. Nyx is following all of the Full Moon Shadow Arcanas in order. Nyx's properties in every phase are pretty similar to the general properties of personas of that Arcana, as well as the Full Moon bosses, although some of them are a bit different. Also, while critical hits do work in this fight, Nyx is 100% immune to knockdown, so no all-out attacks are possible here. Priestess Nyx uses ice-based skills. Really, this one isn't too bad.
It changed properties again. If you need me to analyze it, just say the word.
Really, I don't feel like analyzing these phases is all that important. Now, do I have anything here that resists... okay, you null ice, but what I really want here is... I think I'm actually going to heal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Ken, surprisingly, because Yukari can actually hit quite hard. I'm going to put him on heal and support. For now, though, I think I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Koryu and use Amedia Rahan, just because Junpei is getting a little low on health at this point. Now, you'll notice that Nyx is doing pretty pathetic damage. That's partly due to her ultimate weapons and being much higher level than you're supposed to be for this fight. But you do want to still keep your health up as much as possible. Okay, phase 3.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Celebrate life's grandeur, its brilliance, its magnificence.
Empress Nyx. Empress Nyx focuses on wind skills, bizarrely enough. This is one that's a bit different to what you'd expect. But, I know, you wouldn't really let them do ice twice in a row. So anyway, Yukari's attack was pointless there. Empress normally focuses on ice, so, just like Priestess, so I guess they did this for redundancy. And funny thing here is, you might notice something. Breaking Junpei's wind resistance from his accessory, it just dropped it down to a I believe, neutral? Or even resist. It didn't change it back to a weakness, so that's kind of interesting. Anyway, though, really, let's see if I have anything that's immune to wind here. Well, actually, I passed down Absorb Wind to a lot of things. Let's go for a Nunta. Yeah, I'm saving the big guns for later. You really want to do that. These early phases are really just here to, well, like I said, as a warm-up and to kind of soften you up. I wouldn't waste buffs or debuffs at this point either, but I've already said that. Oh man, this music is absolutely fantastic.
That wasn't good.
Just the fact that they remixed the Velvet Room theme for the final boss fight, it's a song that you hear so much throughout the game, and just hearing it for the very end just feels so fitting.
All shall perish.
Thankfully, Nyx does like to waste her turns using the break skills, so that is definitely a thing in your favor here. I don't want you to waste your HP. Let's just finish this phase now.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed.
You get the feeling that you're going to be hearing this line a lot this fight.
Only courage in the face of doubt can lead one to the answer.
I like the little summaries of each Arcana's meaning, though. So, following Empress, obviously we have Emperor. If you remember the order of the Full Moon bosses, it's generally not too bad here. Emperor
I'll show you my
specializes in electricity attacks, so she's cycled through all 4 elements at this point. What's coming next? Well, you'll see. So yeah, as you can see, Zionga, which is bad for Yukari because of that, but definitely more worth it than trying to cover that weakness and making her vulnerable to charm. Definitely, you'll see why later. Oh, you'll really see why later.
He's been shocked.
I could probably show off Salvation now, but he's going to recover from that before Nyx gets a turn anyway, so it's not really like that's that big a deal. Vishnu, you're immune to electricity. And let's see what you got here. Let's try Akasha Arts. All these forms have 1,500 HP each, and generally aren't all that resilient.
The Arcana is the means by which all is
But of course, altogether they add up.
It is indeed a precious gift to understand the forces that guide oneself.
This phase is actually a little threatening though. In fact, the fact that it did that when Ken's still shocked might be a bad idea. Hierophant specializes in critical hits.
Show you my true power.
Actually, wait, I think Ken might get his turn before Nyx attacks, we'll see. But Hierophant is immune to Strike, and likes to use Rebellion and Revolution to boost its own critical rate. And if anyone gets knocked down, Hierophant Nyx will follow... Hey, as you can see there's Rebellion. Hierophant Nyx will follow up with Vile Assault to do massive damage. Oh, also, yeah, Nyx has a standard physical Almighty attack that's usable by every single one of their forms. It is actually pretty dangerous if you're at the level that you're supposed to be, but at my level, it's really not that big of a threat. Gonna go ahead and switch to Alilat for this one. Now, yeah, Hierophant Nyx, like I said, is immune to Strike, so hopefully nobody will end up doing that.
I'll show you my true power.
This phase should be over kind of soon, but I will want to heal, because you do want to keep your HP up. This is a pretty long fight, and you don't want to
Arcana is the means by which all is
choke late into it.
There is both joy and wonder in coming to understand another.
So, next phase, Lover's Arcana. This one specializes in annoying status ailments. So, that can be a problem. But we do have the Tome of the Void. Ooh, nice. It'd be funny if you were vulnerable to Charm, but of course you're not. Well, there goes your crit rate. And just going for the standard Almighty attack. This is actually the main form of offense Nyx has in this form. I would really like someone to use Meteor Rahan at this point, though. Either I trust Ken to do it, or I do it myself. I'm gonna just go to Koryu and do it. If you don't have the Tome of the Void, this phase can be quite annoying, hence why it's very, very, very valuable to get one of those. But this is not the main reason why I recommended that you have the Tome of the Void. No, that comes much later. And oh boy, that is really a reason to have it. I'm surprised that we haven't got any critics yet. And yes, Lover's Nyx is kind of like Yukari's Arcana, immune to wind. So, kind of a nice reference there. And yeah, thankfully Tome of the Void blocked that. I mean, fully healing Nyx at this point is really not that much of a problem, but yeah, you'll see why later on that I like the Tome of the Void so much. I'm just gonna go ahead and rush here, really. Just gonna get this phase done. Okay, next phase.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed.
Yes, yes, we know that by now.
One of life's greatest blessings is the freedom to pursue one's goal.
Chariots. This one is interesting. Chariot Nyx is immune to everything physical. However, she now takes 50% more damage from fire, ice, electricity, and wind. The game doesn't tell you about this if you scan her though, unfortunately. And yeah, power charge physical attacks from this form definitely hurt a lot. So this is actually one of the more threatening of the warm-up phases. I may even need to use Medea Rahan again, although I think Alilard has it. Yes, Alilard does. You might also notice that I'm referring to this boss as female here. It is a little confusing because part of this boss is Ryoji, but Nyx is definitely female, and Ryoji really only took on a male form because they were inside the protagonist for so long. I like to consider this boss more Nyx herself rather than Ryoji. So Junpei is not going to be doing much in this phase, unfortunately. It's going to take him a while before he realizes that only fire will work. But yeah, you'll notice slightly higher damage from Yukari there. Thankfully, Ken is not trying to use a pierce attack. Wave. And yeah, God's Hand. This phase is actually pretty annoying. Reflecting God's Hand, though, is kind of funny. Who to use here? I mean, you got my Bufudine, maybe I should go for that. I will need to replenish SP later, because this fight is so long, running out of SP is a definite concern, and I think I just... Actually, wait, no. Oh, wait, don't rush, that's bad. Although, maybe I should have rushed because you've just wasted HP on that.
Strikes are no good.
I thought I'd finish the phase there.
Pierce attacks aren't working.
Yukari, why were you being stupid there? Oh well, this'll take it down. Okay, after Chariot comes a phase
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed.
that I like to get rid of as fast as possible because it is very annoying.
To find the one true path, one must seek guidance amidst uncertainty.
Justice Nyx! Justice Nyx likes to use light-based attacks, which is annoying because you can just have party members randomly dying and there's not much you can do about it unless you're Ken.
The time has
So, I like to get rid of this phase fast.
No, Yukari!
Yeah, because otherwise that happens. There's really not much you can do here unless you have Ken. So hey, that's something he's useful for in this fight. I am gonna actually go straight for Orpheus Telos now because I'm actually pretty mad now. And I'm just gonna go straight for, let's see. Unfortunately, Salvation isn't Revival. Let's see how much this does. Oh, yep, you blocked that. I forgot about that. I don't think you block physical attacks, though, so... Let's just focus on those for now. Thank you, Ken! See, having 2 revivers is definitely useful in this fight, in case one of your revivers goes down. And yeah, she also buffs her attack power in this phase, which will increase the power of this. I am definitely going for... Did I pass down One-Handed Sword Master? No, One-Handed Sword Master's on Messiah, actually. And Thanatos. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a major downgrade in attack power, but I want to, for thematic reasons, save Messiah for the last phase. Kind of a bit of a self-imposed challenge there. And I would just kind of like to rush this point because I really don't like this phase. And it's thankfully gone now.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed.
Next up is Hermit.
It requires great courage to look at oneself honestly and forge one's own path.
This phase is also somewhat annoying in that it likes to use darkness attacks, but it also is mainly defensive, using status ailments and, I believe, Tetrakan and Makarakan. Yukari is taking a bit of a beating here, I might need to heal her. Well, instead you went for a double almighty attack. Then, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that can critical. Right, let's, Actually, Alilard has immunity to the dark. Probably should go for that then. Basically, this fight is a true test of whether you've got a really good set of personas, because you want a lot of resistances here. A lot of different resistances. Pretty much a true final exam boss. This boss throws everything in the game at you. You've really got to be prepared to deal with all of it.
I won't lose.
These forms are actually getting very slightly stronger. And this one's immune to wind again. Let me just...
All shall perish. The time has come.
So, yeah, not really all that much else to say about this phase, but I just don't want it to use dark attacks that much. Especially on Ken. But it might actually be done already. Okay, good.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed.
Following Hermit, we have the, well, second last full moon.
Alongside time exists fate, the bearer of cruelty.
Fortune. We're getting close to the end. Now, Fortune is basically full-on magic spam. It has all the elements and is pretty much going to spam them. This form, however, does take extra damage from physical attacks, I believe. And that was pathetic. So, yeah, extra damage from physical attacks. Who here has God's Hand? I mean, I know you do, but, actually, Shiva. Let's go for Shiva's signature move here. Yeah, that hit pretty hard. I think it's immune to all of the elements as well, which I think we're about to find out now. Yep, definitely immune to all elements. Yeah, Fortune is normally the Arcana that uses wind magic, but because they already did that with Empress, this time they're just making it everything magic. Of course, Junpei's wind immunities come back, and that was pathetic again. So, I think I'm just going to rush down this phase. Yes, we are.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Only with strength can one endure suffering and torment.
This one's pretty amped. Strength Arcana. This one is very similar to Nyx's Chariot phase. Almost entirely physical, will use Power Charge, and immune to physical attacks. It does take... I don't know if it takes extra damage from magic, actually. Let me just quickly check. I'm actually not sure. It's pretty much the same as Chariot for the most part, like I said. But now I think about it, I actually don't think it takes extra damage from magic this time. But it is immune to all physical elements, just like Chariot. And it will use Power Charge, and because Nyx has 2 turns, she can just use that and then immediately go into something else. And that was a complete waste of Power Charge. Thank you. Okay, I suppose I can actually stay on Shiva, because I can just go for my Zeodyne. I will need to replenish SP. In fact, what I'm thinking is I'll use a Soma once we reach the final phase, because definitely deserved. Yukari and Ken both need to top up too. And Junpei's about to find out the hard way. Yep.
Strikes are no good.
That is no good. Yukari, please don't shoot it. Thank you. Because that would have been pretty bad too. And that would have also been bad. Stop missing. How do you miss something that big?
The time has come.
Yeah, this form can debuff your defense as well, so watch out for these physical attacks, especially when backed by Power Charge. Yeah, Almighty Attack is supposed to do a lot more. It's supposed to do like 150 to 200, but yeah, we are kind of overpowered at this point. The last phase can still be tricky though. You'll see why once we get to it. Okay, Junpei, will you be smart enough? Yes, you will be smart enough. Thank you, Junpei.
I won't lose.
This should almost be the end of this phase.
Pierce attacks won't work.
Or not.
All shall perish.
Dang it.
The time has come.
Well, we've got a few debuffs going into the next phase. I would rather save my Dekunda for later, though. Because this part of the fight is not really where we need to be worrying about that. Well, goodbye strength phase.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. In the face of disaster lies opportunity for renewal.
Yeah, just like us facing down against you. The fake final boss Arcana, Hanged Man. So, as you can probably tell, this is the last of the mini phases. This one likes to use dark attacks as well. It also likes to use mind charged or mighty attacks. And it also has, I think, a bit of status elements as well, and it also only takes 75% damage from physical attacks. This is not counted, I believe, as a resistance, but it just does. It's kind of like the Chariot form's weakness to magic. So yeah, as you can see, almighty attacks incoming, other than the standard one. And also status ailments. And, well, Yukari's immune to that because of the Tome of the Void. I was about to make some big thing about Yukari not wanting to give in to fear now, but she couldn't even if she wanted to. Okay, who to go for here? I kind of like to go for another... Actually, wait, no, why did I do that? I'm going to use a Soma eventually anyway. Oh, well, yeah, I'll just attack. Even with the 75% damage, physical attacks aren't that bad of an option against this form. But it's probably a good idea to leave a little bit of breathing room before you finish off this phase, because soon the real fight is about to begin. Cam's probably going to not allow me breathing room.
The moment man devoured the fruit of knowledge, he sealed his fate. Entrusting his future to the cards, man clings to a dim hope. Yet the Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Beyond the beaten path lies the absolute end. It matters not who you are. Death awaits you.
That may be true, but it doesn't mean that life is pointless. Let's show you why! Final phase, and here's the real battle. Death Nix.
The time has come.
This one I am going to try and scan.
All shall perish.
I sense death. Nyx's true arcana is death.
No, really? The avatar of deaths? The one who wants to bring death to the world? Their true arcana is death. You don't say!
Give me a
That one's always one of my favorite Fuka lines, just for how ridiculous it is. Anyway, I am gonna bring out the big guns here. Switching straight to Orpheus, Telos, and Messiah, and Hallel. They will be the main ones that I'll be using for this part. Because this is where you want to pull out all the stops, and I'm gonna go for a Soma right now. Although this probably won't cure poison. No, it will not. Okay, I'll have to use Salvation for that. But this final phase is where things start getting tricky. You'll immediately notice a difference here. That did a lot less damage than it used to, and that's a lot of poison damage, actually. Might need to use Salvation relatively early.
Careful, the enemy's strong against light.
I'm not even gonna bother listing all of Nyx's attacks. Let's just say that Final Form Nyx uses everything. All the elemental skills, all the debuffs, all of the light and dark instant kill skills, everything almighty, and even a couple of status elements thrown into the mix. She also has two very annoying signature moves that you'll be seeing a bit later in the fight. Something else to note though, is that Nyx's final form takes half damage from everything. This is not counted as a resistance, as you can see on the status screen, so elemental break skills will not help. Almighty is the one exception, so if you think about it, you could consider Nyx weak to Almighty in a way. Those are the only skills that will not be halved. Going for your standard attack here.
The time has come.
So yeah, be ready for anything in this phase of the fight, because she will be literally throwing everything at you. So, come on Orpheus Telos, show us some salvation. It's expensive, but it is a full heal including status. Also looks pretty cool. I'm going to want to go for some power and mind charges here though, because as you can see, even with how over-leveled we are, this form of Nyx is absurdly resilient. She also has 6,000 HP now. So effectively in total, she has like around 22,000. So yeah, that's a lot of HP to eat through. And this is really the only point where things become problematic. Now is the time when you want to use buffs and debuffs, by the way. Don't use them earlier on. Save them all for now.
All shall perish.
Thankfully, she's not being smart about weaknesses. And you're spamming poison a lot more than you normally do, but anyway. Okay, I should probably go for something now. So, let's just show you just how weak Nyx is to almighty attacks. Let's go for Mind Charge, and I think you know what we're going to be hitting with next turn. After that, I think I might try and buff the party a bit, just so they contribute a little bit more. Their damage does add up, but this is a long phase. That halving of everything is really, really pulling its weight here. You definitely want at least one person on heal/support duty here. Unfortunately, at maximum level, nobody in the party can cure poison. So, that's unfortunate.
All shall perish.
Nobody is weak to that, that's fine. I would rather you spend your turns doing that than some of your more annoying moves. So, let's go to Hallel. Let's show what a Mind Charge Morning Star looks like. Can't stress enough how much power and Mind Charge are recommended here. They're one of the main ways to get around that halving everything, and yeah, over 1,000 damage, nice. But as you can see, that barely made a dent. Nyx is super, super strong, and if you are at the recommended level at this point, this is where the fight gets very, very dicey. And of course, losing here means you have to go through all of the other mini phases, which is really, really irritating. But I guess while...
You cannot avoid death. To live is to die. They are one and the same.
I was about to say something, but it turns out Nyx is going to start using their more annoying thing now. Yep, here we go. Okay, good thing that Nyx has her turn after the whole party. This is why this fight is extremely annoying. Well, this is one of the reasons why this fight is extremely annoying. Moonless Gown. While Nyx has this activated...
Something strange about Nyx. I have a bad feeling about this. It's definitely up to something. Have everyone hold their attacks. It's too dangerous right now.
As Fuka recommends, set the entire party onto weights.
Leave it to me.
And now is the time when you want to be buffing or healing, because there's really no point in doing anything else. While Moonless Gown is active, Nyx is immune to everything. In fact, Nyx repels everything, including Almighty. One of the only times in the game that an enemy is immune to Almighty attacks. So, this is annoying, plus, Nyx can attack from behind the gown. And if you're unlucky enough to have your party members going after Nyx triggers Moonless Gown, there's really no way to stop them from killing themselves. So, this is a very, very annoying mechanic, and you'll see why it's really annoying later on. Actually, yeah, Tome of the Void not protecting us from poison, which is obvious because that's a physical ailment, but yeah, you're seeing it in full here. Where are my sutras? Now is the perfect time to use them. Fear Sutra. Okay, great, I have 7 of these. This is gonna help because, yeah, Nyx is pretty resilient. So, the really weird thing is, if Nyx just kept Moonless Gown active, you would not be able to win this fight. But, Nyx is kinda stupid, and eventually she lifts Moonless Gown. I mean, she can attack from behind it. There's really no reason why she would do this, but, yes, she just does. Merciful, since you'd have no way of winning this fight if she never dropped it. So now, I like to put everyone on full assault. You have plenty of time to heal while Moonless Gown is up, so at this point, I'd rather focus on doing as much damage as humanly possible, because once Moonless Gown goes back on, and believe me, it will go back on soon, you're forced to wait again. So, I like to capitalize on this moment while we can. Full-on assault, now.
I won't lose.
Anyway, I guess I can talk now a bit about the symbolism of Nyx. Technically speaking, Nyx is the first Death Arcana Shadow that we're seeing, and the only Death Arcana Shadow that we're seeing, apart from the Reaper, obviously. Being the true master of the Full Moon Shadows, in a lot of ways, Nyx represents the reverse Death Arcana. This is another annoying thing that Nyx has. I might want to break out my Dekunda now. So anyway, the reverse death arcana...
Please be careful.
Where is my Dekundra? I know somebody has it. There you are. Good. The reverse death arcana... While the death arcana represents change, the reverse death arcana in a lot of ways kind of represents the complete antithesis of everyone's character development in this game. It means a refusal to let go of the past, or a refusal to change. Still clinging to the, I'm an idiot, I forgot to put everyone on... Oh, this is terrible. Yeah, that's why this is stupid. I'm gonna put everyone on Rush because we actually have more of a chance of, not dying if I do that, and we still died anyway. I should pay attention, yeah, so Moonless Gown is annoying in that regard, because you've got to keep switching your tactics. This is why I have all these Balms of Life. Anyway. See, if I put them on that, I hope Yukari will revive, but she might be an idiot and still attack. But anyway, also, still carrying on harmful memories from the past and refusing to let go of them. And a general feeling of being stuck in limbo and unable to move on with your life. And you've already lifted it. Great. So yeah, like I said, reverse death is pretty much the complete antithesis of everything we've worked for. Everything the whole party has been through. We want to embrace the future. We want to move forward with our heads held high. And for that, we need to get past this battle. Let's see. I would like them to revive Junpei if at all possible. And I want to go back to Messiah. Something else to talk about here is that there are a lot of, well, not exactly a lot of, there are some conflicting reports on exactly what Nyx is. Early materials basically suggested that Nyx was some kind of Lovecraft-esque eldritch abomination that latched onto the moon many years in the past, found the primitive Earth, and basically instilled the fear of death in all living beings. And essentially being pretty much almost a literal goddess. The thing is, though, I mean, they do also say that Nyx is the source of all shadows. I'm pretty sure that's at the very least been retconned, because we now know that shadows come from the darkness in all human hearts, the things that all humans want to ignore. And in some ways, Nyx is pretty much the ultimate representation of this. Many people go through life trying to avert their... Oh, great, yeah. This is bad. Reviving messes up the turn order, which also causes this to be a real problem, because everyone's now probably gonna just die on the reflector. Junpei can sometimes survive. Oh, hey, I have everyone to heal such support. Maybe that might save them. Anyway, gonna need to keep paying attention here, because Moonless Gown is annoying, but yeah. There goes Ken.
Cat-kun! Hang in there!
Might be gonna need to just keep everyone on heal support at this point. I need to pay attention to my turn order now. Sorry that I keep interrupting my thoughts here. Okay, Nyx goes now after Gary Stu does. That's good to know. So, I'm actually going to... Are you going to lift Moonless Gown? You just put it on. I'm going to, just to be safe, put everyone on standby. And I'm also going to restore SP at this point. Because, yeah, we're running a little low. Make sure you got a full stock of SP items for this fight, because it's very draining on your resources. Stop buffing yourself. Don't hit Yukari, please. Thank you. But yeah, like, death is the ultimate thing that all of humans just ignore, and the thing they don't want to face, which is, in essence, what shadows are. The thing is, though, I feel like in light of later games, it's much more likely that Nyx is a being born from the collective unconscious, born from the fear of death in all living beings, or at least the refusal to acknowledge it. Something that I should note, however, is this up for everyone? Not that exactly, but okay, this could be a waste. Oh, it wasn't up, okay. Something I should note, though, is that Nyx herself is not representative of... Okay, I might actually put everyone on rush mode now. Is actually not representative of the desire for death, though. That's going to be relevant, not now, but later on. The thing is, Nyx herself isn't really inherently evil. This series loves what TV Tropes calls blue and orange morality. I'm sensing Moonless Gown, so I'm going to keep everyone on standby. Nyx is really only wanting to bring death to the world because she genuinely believes that's what humanity wishes for. But it's our job to convince her otherwise.
The time has come.
Oh, right, that's annoying. Yeah, Nyx can also do that. Oh, okay, I should probably put on rush mode because she's not actually going to Moonless Gown again. You do need to know when to use rush and when not to in this fight. It's just when characters fall and the order gets screwed up, that's when things get really annoying. Now, I think Nyx should be very, very close. As you can see, she's, as Critical Role put it, looking a little rough. Very close to one thing that I definitely want her to show off. One of the most irritating parts about this fight. And it's the reason why I recommended the Tome of the Void so highly. You'll see. Okay, Moonless Gown's coming on again. Nyx does have one thing to say before she starts using this attack, so I will want to show it before ending this phase. Now, I've heard that the lower HP Nyx is on, the more likely she is to start targeting weaknesses, but it seems like she's not doing that just yet. And I'm going to have everyone hold their attacks, obviously. I guess I can go for an Agility Sutra, maybe. And Nyx could just remove this, but at least that takes up one of her attacks. Okay, that could be dangerous. And that's irritating. In my practice run, Nyx spammed Moonless Gown a lot more often. I think her AI is more likely to spam it when she's on lower HP, which makes sense, but it is really irritating. It basically forces you to just spend several turns doing nothing. I get, like, from a game design standpoint, what it's meant to do is it's meant to give you time to heal, which is actually pretty good, but on the other hand, the fact that she spams it...
It is the path of your choosing.
So often, it just makes the fights drag to a crawl lot. Okay, now she's about to use her ultimate attack. This is Night Queen! The reason why you want the Tome of the Void! Massive, massive almighty damage! That's not what makes it so dangerous, though. That is really not what makes this so dangerous. What makes this attack so dangerous is that Night Queen inflicts random status ailments on all characters. You didn't get to see that because... Do I have Mind Charge on you? No, I don't. You didn't get to see that because... let's put you on... no, let's put you on... So I can. Actually, let's put you on healing. Because I have the Tome of the Void, but this inflicts random status ailments. This includes Charm. You see where I'm going with this? If anyone gets charmed who has Medirahan, or Dirahan, they will use it on Nyx, causing her to fully restore 6,000 HP and start this phase all over again. Except she'll still be in Night Queen spamming mode, which makes this even harder. So, this is the reason why you want the Tome of the Void. You must have Charm immunity on anybody you bring here who has healing. This is also why I said that Aegis's healing skills that she gets upon acquiring her ultimate persona are both a blessing and a curse. Here they're a curse, because it means Aegis, who is normally safe to use against Charm spamming enemies, is really, really not. But anyway, I'm a bit over-leveled for Night Queen's damage to be much of a threat, but normally that actually hits very hard as well. But the real threat is the status ailments, believe me. But we've protected ourselves from that. I sincerely hope that with Mind Charge this is going to do it. Finish it, Messiah! It's over. Death, you have been defeated. And remember what I was saying before? This is why. Strager gives more experience than Nyx does, for some extremely bizarre reason. But that's that fight over. It's finally done. You can probably tell, even with how over-leveled I am, that fight still took about 50 minutes. Yeah, as far as final bosses go, Nyx is absolutely insane and definitely not to be underestimated. I'm sorry that I'm so over-leveled, but I really do hope that I at least explained each phase well and gave you a good idea of how to approach this. Seriously though, Tome of the Void, absolutely essential. Do not leave home without it, ever. To me, part of the reason why that fight is so infamous is because it's got essentially 15 phases, and only the very end of the last phase is a real threat. And if you lose there, you have to do all the others again, so that in itself is definitely annoying. The charm part, I admit, is definitely cruel if you don't know about it, but yeah, hopefully I have warned you about it. Anyway, with that done, it's time to see the results of our actions.
Did we do it?
Such a pity. You understand fate, yet you still fight against it with all of your will. If more people were like you, then perhaps the fall could have been prevented. But it's too late now.
It's never too late. Never too late.
The moon. Oh, what is that?
This can't be real.
Soon. Soon it will descend upon us. Upon us all.
What the? What the hell is going on here?
What is sky?
What is that?
What's
Please,
What is that? What's going on? Is it built?
look at the moon. It's glorious.
Just as the prophecy foretold.
The end of the world. It's really here. Everything they said was true.
Not to kill the mood or anything, but a person turns into a blobby mass of shadows in front of you and the best you can say is, oh no? Really?
At last.
You!
Vexing, isn't it? The look on your face is priceless.
Shut up!
But what are we gonna do? Something's coming.
What is this? This is nothing.
How ridiculous. Are you out of your mind? Look who's talking! Death is imminent. Surely you know this. What do you hope to accomplish now? I wanted to see the end with my own eyes. Jin.
I will never give up. Never!
Damn it! I won't back down!
I've made up my mind. I'll fight till the end!
Ken!
Son of...
We have come this far. I will not submit!
You're not giving up. None of you are. You're all fighting just like us.
Okay. Gotta stay calm. Just like Fuka was when she saved me. I'm the one who said we'll always be connected. That's how I know you're still hanging in there, Fuka. Scared as hell right now. But I won't give up. Right, Fuka?
There's no need to worry. This isn't the afterlife. You're still alive. Do you remember what I once told you? How the strength of your social links will determine your potential. Listen. Can you hear the many voices? Each one's power is limited, yet they all reach out to you. Can you feel them? Close your eyes and listen carefully. Their voices may be faint, but certainly you hear them.
Thank you. Had I not met you, I couldn't have realized my own weakness, or truly saved Ray. Meeting you all was my destiny, and my salvation.
I'm proud to have met you all, and to have fought alongside you, as companions. We'll meet again, someday.
Can you hear them? These are the voices of hope that wish to help you. Separately, they are weak, but together, they will bring about a great change in you. Now is the time to draw on the true strength of the bonds you have forged. I never dreamed of seeing that card with my own eyes. This is indeed a surprise. Behold, the last power you and I shall unveil. It is the power to bring about a new beginning, or the ultimate end. It may be possible now, with this newfound power. You may be able to defeat the one who cannot be defeated. What you have in your hands is the power of the universe. Nothing is outside the realm of possibility for you now.
We will soon reach your destination.
It seems that in addition to death, fate has also dealt you the wild card. You must accept your destiny. Our contract has been fulfilled. I have completed my role as well. You were truly a remarkable guest.
Thanks for everything, Igor. It's been fun. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm sure I'll see you both again someday. One last fight. Let's end this.
we can do?
Don't give up. We have to believe in him.
Give him strength! Take my life if you must!
Yeah! I'm willing to risk mine too!
He's going to face it all by himself!
No, he's not alone! I won't let him die!
I won't allow this world to be destroyed!
All right, let's do this.
We have the ultimate power. We can stop Nyx. But Gary Stu, you do realize what this means. You notice that cost there. Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure about this? You have unlimited power. You can do anything you want with it. Wow. I didn't know you had it in you.
Did Nyx create this place? Or was it him?
Actually, kind of looks like the Zanza realm now that I think about it.
Is he alright, Fuka? What happened?
Everything was engulfed by a bright light. I don't sense him. Don't tell me.
No, that can't be. Try again. He can't be the only one. You gotta be kidding me.
Damn it! Not again!
We all decided to put our lives on the line. In fact, we came here knowing we would most likely die.
How could I be so powerless? This is what I was trying to prevent.
You're there, aren't you? I know you are! I refuse to believe that you're gone! Answer me! I know you can hear me!
We're here. Please let us hear your voice.
Don't worry.
That voice.
I will sleep once again. Normal days will return to this universe for you, and for him. He's found the answer to life's greatest question. It just happened a bit sooner than it will for the rest of you.
Life's greatest question.
I guess you'll find the answer one day as well. You too are a precious living thing. You just need to realize how the bonds of friendship have changed you. The dark hour will soon vanish from this world. All will truly be relinquished from its dominion, and the legacy of life will continue. Congratulations. You have the miracle you sought. We shall meet again someday.
Like Aeon, the Universe Arcana comes from the Thoth Tarot deck rather than the standard one, where it replaces the World Arcana. So its symbolism can be taken to be the same. The World Arcana is a symbol of fulfillment, wholeness, and harmony, representing the final answer to life that the one undertaking the Fool's journey has found. It also represents the end of a cycle of life, being the last card in the journey. But after it follows another Fool card, and so the cycle begins again. Where one life ends, another begins, and will start their own journey.